Where is it back again? Whatever. What's that?
It's alive.
You can't see. Feel so good. Reunited and it feels so good.
Oh, yours is okay. It's gonna be a little late. It's like 10 seconds
No,
late.
we're live.
On the video.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Sorry we're a little late. We were trying to get a few things together because last time we did a live, we weren't able to save anything. So we have someone here trying to put it together. So we can't actually see any of your comments on the on what we're looking at. So we have our phones so we can look down from time to time. But we'll wait a few minutes for everyone to come on. Oh, it's moving fast too. Oh wow. Hey everybody. Oh, I hate this looking down thing. I see you, Lala. I see you, Teresa. While you're coming on, let us know what city you're repping. And also let us know if you can hear us. If you can hear us, I need to see a thumbs up. Hopefully they can hear us.
I think they can hear us. Can you guys hear us?
I don't want to look down. I want to look up.
And then look up.
But nobody. Okay, somebody gave a thumbs up. I hope that.
DC
okay,
in the house.
Callie, of course.
It is the delay, so just it's like 15-second delay.
So we have a little delay from looking here to talking to you. So if we're answering a little bit behind, about 10 seconds behind, then that's because we're on a different system. LA, Elk Grove. Okay. Thank you, Lady Kamak.
That was Linda White.
Kamak.
Oh,
So that I can hear you.
Okay.
New York. We were in New York for 2 years. Reno, Jersey.
We miss our New York clients a
Oh
lot.
my gosh. Oh, I want to be able to look this way though. I can't look down like this.
Okay, you guys, we're trying to fix one thing. It's a grid on our face.
Oh wow.
We're just trying to fix that. But we're excited. We just wanted to also tell everyone how we appreciate you guys. There we go.
And happy Labor Day. Hope you guys enjoying the day. If you're here in Los Angeles, anywhere around in the county, it's like been extremely hot, like in the hundreds. So hopefully everyone's staying cool. That's probably representative of everywhere.
Yeah.
We're waiting for a few more people to get on, and then we'll start talking. Rockland, California.
That's in Northern California with me.
Happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. Just give us a few minutes, and we'll start talking. See a lot of Cali, a lot of LAs. DC, yes. I think that's it. All right.
So a few things. I'll start. Elk Grove location will be reopening this Thursday, and we're excited. My whole team is excited. Everybody knows during COVID, a lot of people don't want to come back to work. So we are in the process of looking for more people to help answer the phone calls. So I know I've been getting a lot of calls and DMs regarding appointments. We're getting to them. Please be patient.
It's really chaotic.
It's crazy.
It's chaotic.
And also, I have.
She messed up her arm.
Yeah, it's called tennis elbow, and so my doctor really want me to rest this arm. So I will be back. I'm taking a week off, and I'll be back to work hopefully next week. And they gave me meds to help with the pain. So I just wanted to share that. We're excited to show everybody the salon because we completely redid it. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to get back to work.
So with us, we're both kind of like in the same situation. So we're in the midst of hiring someone for the front desk now too. So if any of you know anyone, you want to send them our way, send an email to dreamgirlshair@gmail.com, or you can DM Brandy, DM me, and then we'll send you Brandy's information, and we'll kind of go from there. So if you know anyone that wants to work the front desk, send them our way. But in the meantime, you're going to DM Brandy, and most people will kind of like hit us up in the DMs, and we direct them back over to her. She's my assistant. So her name is Brandy Morris, and her DM is @BKillingham. So that's BEEKILLINGEM. And she's pretty good at responding. Make sure when you DM her, just get right to the point. I know everyone has backstories and all of this. Just do it very briefly. Let her know what service you want, what day you want, and also the time. And then we can kind of get right to it. So then you can get an answer as soon as possible. Also, when we open the phone lines up, we want to make sure that when people are calling, that they're not calling about the healthy hair care system, and they're calling strictly for appointments, because we have 2 lines there, 1 person, and it's kind of hard for when people aren't getting through on the lines. What happens is it holds up the line, and the people just keep calling and calling, and it's ringing, so it looks like we're not answering the phone. But what we've been finding is the reason why people feel like we're not answering the phone is because you have 1 person on the first line that's holding you up with a backstory and all of this information about their hair before they can get to an appointment, and sometimes they don't even book. It just depends. Then you have somebody who's on hold because they're finishing up the first person, and then that person on hold is taking up the second line, and then whoever's calling afterwards is just ringing, ringing, ringing. So it just seems like we're not answering. So if when people call, when you do call, it's not about the healthy hair care system. It's really about appointments and trying to get an appointment in. And 2, we can just get right to the point. Same with the DMs also. You can also DM Brandy for consultations too. Is that the same for you?
Well, you could. Latasha is helping me, so her name, I think, is Latasha74 DMs. And it's not that we don't want to answer the questions, but we are putting a lot of information up on YouTube, our IG,
It's
TV,
on the website.
our website, and also if you want to book a consultation, you can do that. So we want to answer your questions, but we also want to make sure that
Everyone else can get in too, and get to them, right?
Exactly.
So, so that's what's happening right now. Also, if you do have questions about the healthy hair care system, normally the DMs work for us, and also you can also email us if you have any customer service issues like packages, because I know we've been having some issues with packages, especially USPS. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes packages get there, sometimes they don't. It's rare, but when it does happen, then that's a whole mix-up. You have to email hello@dghair.com. There's an actual package insurance that's automatically clicked on when you purchase. It might be like $2 or $3. It's worth it. When you purchase, just leave it there, because then it makes the whole process easy. Because once it's out of our hands and we do our job, then it's on the packaging company. And what happens is USPS, they just take forever. If you have the insurance, everything is done immediately. So
we just reship another one out.
Yeah,
But the post office, this is nationwide. They're having issues. So just bear with us. What else?
Okay, so let's get down to it. Let me see if there's anything. One of the things is I just want to let everyone know, because we were so excited when we came out with the healthy hair care system, even the hair care program, because I don't know if women out there understand, we are breaking grounds when it comes to people who feel like they could never grow their hair, who are now growing their hair. And we take pleasure in that, because we want to break the stereotypes, right? We want to make sure that our Black women are feeling confident in their hair. They can grow their hair if they feel like they can, and they're not feeling like they're just stuck in this rut because of what they consider 4C or all these 4B.
Or even when people say,
yeah.
well, my hair don't grow, my hair, I'm sorry, my arm hurt. My hair doesn't grow past my shoulders, or it only grow right here and stop. It's so not true. If you take care of your hair, put your hair away, use the right products, your hair can grow too. It's possible. We see it.
We get it. I know I do. I'm sure Sharie does too. I like get excited when people, and anyone that's on here that's been in my chair, one of the questions I always ask, what's the longest your hair's ever been? And if I'm looking at your hair like, oh my God, like I get excited inside, like I know your hair can be down your back. But when they tell me, oh, it's about the length that it is, and they may say something like this, you know, and it's about the health that it is, it kind of excites me like inside to know that, oh my God, we are about to get it. Like, you know what I mean? So, because there's really no real rhyme to the reason as to why you all aren't growing your hair. So we're here to help you get it to where you want it to be. And it takes some time, and there is a process. So
and I was there too.
Yeah.
I felt like my hair never grew past my shoulders.
That was me in high school. I mean, we did. Look, let me tell you something. This came later. This came with us figuring this out. If anyone knows me, I used to really get irritated when people would, on the outside, would like tell people, "Ooh, don't wear a weave," or "Don't do this. Ooh, your hair's gonna break off." And what that really did motivate us to say, you know what? We need to prove them wrong. We need to let them know that these weaves that we're wearing can be and is an option, and it's not mandatory. Not every time we take out our weaves, we're not going to be a chicken head and we're just married to this, you know, to this weave because we can't grow any hair. No, we're about to prove you wrong, because weaves and all the protective styles for most of us are an option. We wear it because it's convenient. You don't have to do much with your hair. You can get up and go. If you're working out and things like that, you don't have to do much, and you just always look good. I mean, you know. And then if you want to take it out for a little while, that's an option. I want to wear my hair. I've been wearing my hair since March. And that kind of gets into the whole thing with people asking us, do you have to wear a weave or a protective style? And we've talked about this before in the lives. We're going to say it again. You do not have to wear a weave or a protective style for your hair to grow. I'm an example of that, and there's plenty of people who are examples of that. But you do have to be conscious of your hair and what you're doing. Make sure you're keeping it treated. That's why we put the whole system together for you to be able to do that. So you're going to have the treatment and then the takeout. And then one of the biggest things with our company that makes us different, to me than other companies, we're not just throwing the product out there and just saying, okay, this is it. You're going to grow your hair. But we're actually telling you how to grow it and how to keep it. So there's more of a process than just growing your hair and seeing follicles come or seeing your hair move. There's so much more to it. And we're trying to teach you how to do that, because it took us time, right? Mm-hmm. So I think I posted a picture, and you have too, of our hair like in high school. And it's not that we didn't have hair, but we didn't know the secret to growing our hair all the way down our back like we do now. We're older, and our hair is longer than it's ever been. Sharie just cut her hair, but it's longer than it has been. So let's talk about if you're natural, because we already know about if you're wearing a protective style. But if you're natural, if you follow the steps still, and I normally use the Revival maybe like once every 4 weeks. So there's really no real rhyme to the reason. The reason why you use it more when you don't have the weave in is because you're doing more with your hair, okay? So I know a lot of people ask, do I wash it? Do I do this? Do I do that? Once we wash your hair and condition it, and we treat you with the Revival, then you're good for that time frame. You don't have to wash your braids, right? And do not use the shampoo on your weave hair. It's for your scalp. Our shampoo is a cleansing shampoo, okay? And it's meant to be followed with the Revival and the conditioner. It's a cleansing shampoo, which means
everything from the scalp.
Everything. It's getting your hair ready, and it's getting it prepped.
It helps stimulate.
And it's treating and stimulating your scalp. So it can feel like it might be a little drying, but that's because it's prepping. So for everything else that we're putting back into your hair. So that's why sometimes we say, and if you have the instructions, when you're using the comb out, add your shampoo to the comb out initially, right? So you use the comb out, you're combing out your hair, blah, blah, blah. You got to the end. You feel like your hair is all the way combed out. Take the shampoo, right? And a little goes a long way. So people just know that bottle goes a long ways because it's like
very concentrated.
Yeah, it's like thick. So you add it into your TLC, right? On the first wash, so you're still going to have that moisture and you're going to be cleansing. Then once it's combed out again, because you're constantly combing out your hair as you're doing it. Again, you're combing in sections when you finish with that shampoo. I mean, with the TLC, you're still combing it out in sections and making sure you're braiding it back up so it doesn't revert back, right? A small braid, just something to keep it separate. And then on the second one, then you go in on your second wash with just the shampoo, okay? And then after that, then you're going to hit it with the treatment, which is the revival, right? You're going to let that sit. We have some instruction issues on one of our revival, which doesn't make a difference really because the instructions are on the revival itself is it only says 3 to 5 minutes, which it's on our next batch it'll be changed. It was a typo, but even with 3 to 5 minutes, it's so intense that it works. But we just want it a little. It should be a little bit more. So that's why most people aren't following those instructions. You're following it with the kit because those instructions are really meant for those who are using it more often, who are washing your hair more often, and you're just throwing it on for a minute just to get a quick treatment. But if you're using it with the Healthy Hair Care System, which is for growth, then we want you to leave it in a little bit longer and do more of an intense treatment. You can even add the oil to it, okay?
Especially when you're wearing it with the protective style.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're going to be
it's going to be sitting for a while. Okay, so once you put in your protective style, you do not have to use the products as far as the hair that's braided up. Yeah, throughout your period of having that protective style in, which we recommend to you 2 months, right? We do 3 months because we are skilled at what we're doing when it comes to takedowns. We recommend for you 3 months, especially as your hair starts to get long. 2 months, I'm sorry. Especially as your hair gets longer and longer. So the shorter it is, sometimes you can play a little bit because you don't have as much to move through when you're combing it out. But the longer it gets more complicated. So you really have to follow the instructions to the T.
Especially when you're growing out your hair. So say if you've been pressing your hair for a long time, or if you have a relaxer, and now you have that separation from natural hair to straighter hair.
So you have that
trained
line of demarcation.
You want to make sure you take your time and use the TLC.
But your ends should always be trimmed. You guys, please, please, please do not be, when you're using our system, don't be scared of the trim. Get it off. Stop playing, right? Don't be like, oh, I don't want to get it. No, get it off, and we will get your hair right back. Just follow the instructions. So, because that's going to help you in the long run. When your ends are trimmed correctly and you go to take your hair down, you won't run into all the tangles as much. That's why it's so important, okay? So just follow the instructions. Don't say, oh, I didn't do this, because I have some people say, I've been using your product for some months, but I didn't do the trim. So
somebody just asked, will this live be saved? Yes, and will also be uploaded to YouTube.
Yes. So IGTV. Something about IGTV, I don't know if anyone else has been experiencing this, but we've been doing lives and basically they go away when we finish. I don't know what's going on.
Well, we try to upload it also.
So we have a little system going on right now that we're trying to pull it all together. So with that being said, we are coming out with some more products that we're working on. And it's going to be more of an intense moisture for those who just want to throw the moisture in immediately or throw it in right after the wash, the cleansing shampoo.
Or for those who's wearing using the system with their hair being out. So if you're washing your hair, still wearing it curly on a regular basis, then you need a moisture shampoo as well. So we're coming up with that. And also, what else are we coming out with?
We're working on a good, you guys have spoken. We want a good leave-in, curly hair products. We're working on an edge control for hair growth. It takes time because it has to go through a period. So it's like sometimes it takes 6 months plus to do things. So it
But
just
it's
takes some
coming.
time. It's
It's
definitely coming. This is what I want to talk about when it comes to relaxers, because a lot of people talk to us about relaxers, and the moisturizing shampoo is going to help with that. Because our shampoo is a cleansing shampoo, right? And it's there to get your hair ready for the revival, and it cleanses your scalp really good, and it actually deposits into your scalp, onto your scalp. So what happens is, if you have a relaxer, your hair is already broken down in a relaxer. It's already dry. So you have to keep moisture in. You have to deposit moisture in all the time. So it's harder for you to use our shampoo because it's a cleansing shampoo. And if your hair is already lacking the moisture because the bonds are broken, it's a little bit rougher on you. So you must mix the shampoo with some type of moisture while you're washing. You're going to have to. So that's why sometimes we're reluctant. It's more than saying, yes, it can be used with a relaxer. Yes, it can be used with a relaxer, but you're definitely going to have to add the moisture because relaxers are drying. You're still going to have to trim your ends. My recommendation, look, I know people wear relaxers because they want their hair to stay straight. I feel like if you are trying to get to a particular length and an amount of health for your hair, I feel like you should just dump the relaxer for a second at least. Get to where you need to be because your hair is at its strongest when those chemicals are not in your hair. That includes relaxers, that includes color. Like, don't color your hair before you go under and into a weave or a wig braid up or any type of braids. Don't relax your hair before you go because you want your hair to be at its strongest point. So relaxers will not give your hair the strength that it needs to be able to handle. Yeah, to be able to handle takedowns and things like that.
And I really don't understand why you would want to go into a relaxer even when you grow your hair out healthy. But you know, some people want relaxers.
Some people just want the.
We have people argue with us all the time regarding relaxers. If you feel like your hair can be healthy with a relaxer, then go. But we don't recommend relaxers.
And if you're going to do it, if you're going through the program, let the relaxer go temporarily. Expedite getting to the length that you want. So instead of playing around, because look, with our system, we mean business. There's no play with this. It's like, let's get into this. Let's go into it hard. You're going to trim those ends off. You're going to go hard. You're going to get to the length that you want. After that, you can play with your keratins. You can play with your relaxers, whatever that is, and then try to maintain it from there. There's a whole different thing that you need to do after the fact, but at least you won't be struggling to get to where you need to be because now you're playing this back and forth with the relaxer weakening your hair as we're trying to strengthen your hair. So that's the deal with the relaxers.
Somebody's asking about vitamins.
Vitamins are always good.
Yeah.
When you come in for an assessment with me, I always look at the scalp to see if the scalp is healthy. So, and most of my people do have healthy scalps for the most part. But if not, then definitely all of the other things.
Yeah, she asks about vitamins and also asks, is it okay to get trims after each takedown? Well, if your hair is in a protective style, one, if you get everything cut off that needs to be cut off before you go into your protective style, your hair is protected. So once you take it out, you shouldn't have to trim it because it's already been trimmed from the first time. Unless we didn't take it all off the first time. We maybe have to do a little small trim.
And sometimes you do have to go in sections. So for those of you who may have hair that's short, long, and it's just breakage all over the place, then that's a process because what you're going to have to do is trim up to a decent length, and let this grow down, right? Trim up, let this grow down, then it meets each other, and then guess what? Then you start working your way down.
So
it's
each
more
client
of a
is
process.
different.
Each client is different. Just know how to assess your hair.
Somebody want to know, will we get any T-shirts for Lent?
Okay, I talked about this before. We might just do it just because everybody wants it. But I feel like, in my opinion, and it's probably very factual, that people have different, like your necks are different lengths. Like it's not going to be accurate if you're taller, your back, your torso is shorter, is longer. Like things are going to be different. It's almost like saying, like if you have a kid that, some people come in and say, oh my God, my hair was so long when I was 8 years old. But you were like maybe 4 feet, maybe. So your hair is going to look like it's much longer. But as you get taller, right? You can have that same amount of hair, but it's going to look shorter. Everything is kind of relative to your body. But if it helps you to kind of have a pinpoint every single time, the numbers may not be accurate, but at least you know if it's hitting 1 and then the next time it's hitting 3 that it's moving. But it may not be relative to the actual inches of your hair. So maybe we can just work on something that just has a target point to show my hair is now here, now my hair is there, so it doesn't involve like inches. What are you looking at now?
No, I was just thinking what you were saying. I guess what they're saying, if they buy their own T-shirts and wear that T-shirt every 3 months when they
if they do it,
yeah, then they can track.
But people have been asking us to sell the T-shirts. I've been getting that a lot from clients and everyone, so I didn't know which one. But anything that's going to provide a marker, and when you're taking your pictures, make sure you take your pictures the same every single time, and wear lighter shirts, because if you're wearing darker shirts, you can't really see where the hair begins, ends, and it ends, whether it's see-through, whether it's not, whether there's ends you need to trim. You need to go a little bit lighter on the shirt, and something like this is lighter, anything, but darker you're not going to be able to see it really good, and nor can we if you guys send us the pictures. Yeah. And you guys start sending your pictures in, but just make sure they're consistent, because we would love to repost what you've done at home.
We've been getting a lot of
we need more.
pictures.
We need more. We definitely need more.
And I recommend white shirts. I think
white shirts, lighter shirts.
This person said it's very hard to get scheduled.
Okay, yeah, the books are kind of packed, and I work on a very strict schedule. So it's like I work Tuesday through Friday, and I've been doing that for years. I do not work on the weekends. I work now just in the mornings, and my last appointment's normally around 1 o'clock.
And you guys got to remember, we just came back to work. So the salons were shut down. We're still trying to reschedule people from the first shutdown. We was only, back to work three weeks?
Yeah, it wasn't that
3
long.
weeks, and then we got shut back down. So have a little bit of patience, and we'll get you in. As far as the calling in, El Grove will be open on Thursday, and then she gave you guys the information for Brandy and also Latasha. So we're working on that. Yeah.
Somebody asked about microlinks. I saw that.
What do you think about microlinks?
I'm not a fan of microlinks on our hair.
Okay. Why?
Reason being is because as your hair starts to grow out, because our texture is very curly, as you're combing through those microlinks, there's a great chance that you're going to be snapping your hair in between. And this is not even just us. I've done a lot of people with straight hair, and they come in and they've had microlinks, and their hair is broken all in between, all throughout. So it's something that you have to have. It's maintenance. I know it looks good, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of microlinks.
I'm not either. I'm not either. And I've seen a lot of people just rip out their hair with it. They want to know the recommendation for the vitamins. I love Mary Ruth liquid vitamins, and I also like their minerals. I also recommend Maxi Hair Pills, and I love a good collagen. And the collagen that I use is by Ancient. It's really, really good. So that's my recommendation for that. Somebody said I haven't retouched my relaxer in 2 months, so should I just get my hair cut then use the kit? Yes.
Yeah, and people ask that too. Trim if your hair is already out. I mean, once you wash it and blow dry it or whatever, trim it. You're going to trim it before you go into your protective style. So that's the whole key. Just as long as you trim it before you start it, like get into your protective style, is when you're going to trim it. Or if you would need a comb out or something like that and your hair is already straight, you can trim it before, if you're starting and your hair is already straight. So, and these are just, we're talking about weaves, but you can do it with natural hair also. Me, I am very lazy with my hair, so when my hair isn't done, you're going to see it mostly in ponytails. But I'm very thoughtful when it comes to my ponytails. At nighttime, I am loosening this all the way. I am wearing a satin scarf, right? Something that's going to stay on my head. I use our True Essence oil every single day on my hair before I put any type of other product on to seal it. I am conscious of not taking my ponytail and you know how you take the hair piece and you wrap it and then you have this wrapped all the way around underneath, or I never do that. I never cut my hair off with the hair piece. I always let it poof up and dry so that it can get its volume or whatever it's going to be. And I strategically place, if I'm going to wear a bun, I will place it with a bobby pin.
Just loosely.
On dry hair.
Loosely.
Yeah, because when you do that, it makes it very kind of raggedy on the ends and you end up pulling more hair out. Mm-hmm. And also when you're putting your hair ties on, right? Make sure when you're pulling it over that you're pulling your hair all the way through and don't let the ends of your hair get caught in pulling this thing on here. You're always kind of just making sure your hair is completely out before you wrap it around again. So those are all things. And then
it's small things, but those things matters. Mm-hmm. And it also plays a big part with your ends and see-through in your hair. You know, you might cut your hair 1 month and then the next 2 months you look at it and it's all see-through. That's because of how we're handling it.
Also, if you wear braids, one of the big reasons, and I know we talked about this, one of the big reasons I like weaves and wig braid ups over like braids, although braids are really, really good too. My daughter keeps braids in, is because we can do it without using synthetic hair and using whenever we do braid ups. And sometimes the synthetic hair will cut the bottoms or cut your hair a little bit. It's not a really big deal, but if you want to not have to trim your hair every single time, you might want to go into a weave instead. If you wear braids with synthetic hair, you may just have to do a tiny trim, which shouldn't make a big difference each time.
Or be careful what type of hair you're using.
What type of hair should they use? Someone just asked me that. Is that connected?
No, it's a special kind, and I don't know the name, but Latasha Johnson, she would know.
Latasha, if you are on,
she could put it inside.
Put the name of the braiding hair, and maybe we can pin it or put it out there for someone later. Mm-hmm. Some of my question got lost. What about the hair that dries out when you straighten it? I can't keep my hair straight for too long because it will split really fast. If your hair, sometimes when your hair is splitting, it's probably hair that was never, I've been encountering a lot of clients now that, especially you all that have never had trims or don't get trims or it's been a long, long time, the split end has been splitting all the way up almost to the scalp.
Yeah, but
so when you cut it, you still have split ends. So you have to kind of let that grow out, and you can kind of tell the difference because the ends are more hard sometimes. They're kind of they're frayed. The color, sometimes they're discolored, and you can never really get. So that has to come off.
But it might be the type of hair, the color. Like my hair is sandy brown. It stays dry.
Yeah, you're right.
So I would love to see the color of your hair. If it's like a sandy brown, blonde, like an ash color, you're gonna have those issues. That's me. I'm always struggling with my ends. That's why I'm always keeping my hair blunt, because no matter.
And you put like a rinse, like a cellophane.
Yeah, I always keep my hair dark. I have to fill it because if not, it's just hollow, and so it's just spray. So it depends on the color of your hair too.
Your color hair is more susceptible to the environment. Everything bothers the sandy color hair. So having it protected while you're going through your process is probably key to moving along.
And then once you finish, you have to make a decision if you want to, darken it up a little bit or keep cellophanes. But I personally have those same issues. So DM us and we could talk more about that. It's an ashy dark brown. Yep. That's me. We have the same issue. Yeah. So I can give you some tips. DM me and we could talk about that. But yeah, you're going to continue to have that issue. So it's just you have to do more.
Somebody said, do you ladies prefer keratin or relaxer? I think I talked about this on my page and some people went off on me about I'm not shaming relaxers, but I do prefer keratins. And the keratin we use in the salon is Global Keratin, GK. We've been using that for 10 years plus, not to be plugging folks, but it has worked for us. We use it on everyone's hair whenever they want to have a leave out or anything. Now, just remember that keratins are not relaxers, so they're not going to get your hair bone straight unless you're constantly flat ironing your hair all the time. But it will help to relax your hair, elongate your curl pattern. It'll be resistant to humidity if you go out. So, and it also puts back into your hair things that are already in your hair, like keratin. Our hair has natural keratin in it. So it's kind of replicating what you already have instead of a relaxer, which is taking everything out of your hair to straighten it. You have no elasticity. Elasticity is very important when it comes to growing your hair, combing it out, protective styling, all of that. It's just so important. So again, if you're going to grow your hair out, let's just get to the point. Dump the relaxer, dump the color and all of that for now. Get your hair to where it needs to be. You sacrifice your time for that and get to where you want to be. Then you can revisit all of that in a healthier state. Question.
Is it advisable to leave braids in for 3 months? What type of braids? Are you talking about the protective braids for wigs or weaves? Yes. I wouldn't leave my singles in for 3 months.
So the vitamin list is already on Sharie's page.
Oh, good. Vitamin list is on Sharie's page. I am Sharie Wilson. So
thank you, Crystal.
I love you all that do your research. Like, I love it. Thank you. Braids. What else does she say about braids?
I'm not sure which braids she's talking about, but singles, I don't recommend keeping it in for 3 months. But the protective style, yes.
3 months we do 3 months. Disclaimer, you all do too. Unless you trust yourself that much. But we do 3 months in the salon because we're professionals at
so if you're coming into us, you can go 3 months. If you're doing it at home, go 2.
Yeah. What was the other question? Oh, you ladies are amazing. Oh, thank you. Okay. I think it might be because of dryness.
How should you maintain your leave out?
Oh, leave outs. So if, okay, this is my suggestion. If you're already going in and your hair is already short because you've been breaking it off, I suggest going into like more of a textured style so you don't have to touch your leave out as much. Always leave our True Essence oil, keep it moisturized, keep it oiled on the ends, always, at all times. Make sure you're using a comb out brush whenever you're combing your hair and comb from the ends to the middle. Do not use those skinny little combs when you're trying to comb your hair out. You will break your hair off. Be conscious of the fact if you're growing your hair out natural, like your natural texture, and you have that line of demarcation from there to your straight hair. Because what happens is if you don't take care of it and you don't keep the ends moisturized, like I say, use like the True Essence oil on it, you're going to pop it off at that line of demarcation. So then you have curly hair, then you have straight hair. So what's going to happen is when you're taking those little bitty combs and coming through, or a brush or anything, it's going to pop off at the weakest link. And that weakest link is normally where the line of demarcation is between the straight and the curly. So comb from the ends. I recommend doing more of a curly style, something you don't have to touch every day, even brushing it every day if your hair is weak, because your hair is already weak and you go into a curly style and you're taking it and putting product all on it and combing through it all the time, you can also still be tearing your hair off. So maybe do something like maybe a twist out on each side and let it go. Something that's not touched for like a week or 2 at a time. Once that comb out, once it's no longer trained in that position to match with the hair, just start over. Why are you staring at me like that?
No, she's telling the truth. But even with my leave out is still shorter than my other. I'm still trying to figure that out too, really. But yeah.
Let me tell you something. And when you do leave outs, because I get people in, and let me tell you, we are giving you guys game, okay? And with our healthy hair care system is all the game that you need. Let me tell you, when you get ready to do your protective styles and you're going to do a weave, Try to stay as close to the center as you possibly can, because if you are on the side, and you people that love these special cute little
Deep
styles,
side
deep
parts.
side parts and all this extra, what's going to happen is if you're trying it and you're trying to grow out your hair, and this side is and you want to thicken out both sides, what's going to happen is if you have that part over here and you have it out and you continuously break this off, and the healthy hair care system is growing out the rest of it because you have it all protected and everything, and this is getting long, what's going to happen when this hair that you broke off is now sitting on top of this hair? It's going to sit like here, and this hair is going to be long.
That's me. I'm always flipping it.
And on this side, it's going to be nice and thick because you love this side part over here. So the only way to fix this short hair to this hair and make it thicker again is to do what? Anybody have an answer?
Braid it up.
Braid it up, but you're going to have to cut it off. That's the only way to fix this. So try to stay within a zone. Try to stay closer to the middle area, or a little bit of a part that kind of stays right up in here.
Oh my goodness. Somebody just said, hi ladies, I just washed my hair today with the healthy hair care system. My hair has been in the protective style since October.
Oh my
But
God.
listen, she said, my hair is now broad strap length.
Oh my
From
God.
my neck. Girl, go ahead. You did that.
You need to send some pics.
Yes. Who took down those braids? Wow. Okay. Okay.
I think I have a good segue to our next one.
Wow.
If someone asks, is this good for type 4C hair? So I think that's a good transition to the second point.
So type 4C hair.
Curl patterns.
Curl pattern. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't get into the curl pattern thing. So when people yell out the 4C, 4B, and all of that, I just grow hair. Okay, so and people that claim they have 4C hair that come into the salon, all the hair types are so different. So I'm like, what is the real 4C hair? Just treat your hair as it needs to be treated. And everyone's hair, even the category of, there's not, I guess, one category of 4C, because there's so many different textures, and we've dealt with thousands and tens of thousands of people over the years. I swear to you, I kid you not, we have done tens of thousands of heads, okay? And so it's all about looking at your particular hair and see what works for your hair, not the other person. So, for example, sometimes people have very short hair in the back. You have to kind of figure out what works. Sometimes people have, I've seen people with, oh gosh, what do you call it? Like hair that is kind of like, it's inflamed. So their hair will just break right back off. Our shampoo is really good. People have said that our shampoo has been really good for their scalp. It has cleansed their scalp, and they haven't had like the psoriasis the same way, the inflammation and things like that. But if your hair is constantly breaking off in the back and the scalp, and it won't grow, some of the things that you need to check is to make sure that you don't have inflammation. And if you do have inflammation, our shampoo does work to help bring that down, but you need to treat it constantly.
And the inflammation will come from the, what is it called?
It's different things.
Yeah, the eczema on the scalp, there's all
people,
types of scalp issues that people have. They go to the doctor and they get that medicine shampoo.
Or any type of natural something. Our peppermint and our ingredients kind of help with that to help to bring that down. So we have so many things in our products that kind of help to stimulate your scalp and make for a healthy scalp.
And remove everything off that scalp.
Yes.
That's key. The key to healthy hair is a healthy scalp. Remember that. The genetic...
Does your genetics have an impact on how long you can grow?
I don't think so.
You know what? I don't ask when people come in, I don't ask them about their genetics. I don't ask them like, well, has your mom ever had long hair? Or is it, I think it's just about how you treat your hair. Certain things are do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts. So
I do have people who said my mother hair thinned out, and now my hair is thinning out. Or
that's what
my mother. Yeah. So what I always say is, did your mother ever check her vitamin D? Did she ever check her iron? Did she ever figure out what's the reason, or did she just
medication?
Or did she just let it pass? Now, what's your issue? Oh, I do have high blood pressure. Oh, I am lacking on iron. They find the issue is they're not addressing the same issues that their mom or their aunties never addressed. But if you address those issues, your hair don't have to end up the same way as theirs. We can fix that. A lot of times that with thinning and balding up the top, it's because we're low on our iron, our vitamin D, and if we just correct just a few things, we'll see a big difference in our hair. So
also look at your if you are on any type of prescription medication, make sure that the side effect is not hair loss. Another thing, anesthesia sometimes affects people with
and
their
it stays
hair.
in your hair for about 6 months.
Yeah, so if you've had any type of recent surgery, weight loss affects your hair. Protein levels are low. So just make sure that your insides are good too. If you're and sometimes you can tell because the hair is weaker. Sometimes low iron, your hair breaks very easily. So there's so many different things you want to make sure all of that is straight.
And remember, your hair is always the first. You can always look at your hair and see something else is going on wrong in your body. So when you start seeing your skin and your hair messing up, most likely it's something else going on internally. So that's always a little
especially
clue
if
that
it's
something
like
else is
a
going
transition. On. Like, wait, my hair was just what just happened?
What's just happened? It's something inside.
Look, somebody said, "Can you trim edges?" I just missed it, but oh my God, yes, I do it all the time. That's crazy. That's a crazy question to ask because the fact that you notice that you have split ends on your edges is like great because I see it and I trim. I normally have people like that go into wig braid ups or something like that, or some type of wig braid ups are good for that. But yes, okay.
So how do you make it look so natural? I'm coming to see you soon, Tonya.
Oh, I would love to see you. I love my client. I get a kick out of this. We get a kick out of this. Like, it seems like it's effortless for us, but we're constantly thinking inside on what needs to be done. So even though it seems like we do it like that, that's why we put this out for you all and gave you all instructions, because we are really trying to help everyone, and we know that everyone cannot come to the salon or fly out, although we get a lot of people that do fly out. We know you can't do it, so it's like, it's kind of like we feel bad, like you should be able to do this too. So we put this together, put together our the instruction sheet, and you can always do virtual consultations and things like that if you have particular issues.
Okay, somebody just asked, please address crochet styles and weaves.
You want me to talk?
I don't care. I don't recommend the crochet styles, only because sometimes they can be so heavy.
Okay, so heavy is one. Mm-hmm. Two, it's not that I don't recommend it. It's just that I think that heavy, depending on how, so if your hair is thinner and can hold it and can't hold it, then no. If you have that thicker kind of hair that seems like it's strong and it can do that, then that's fine. But the biggest concern I have with it is I don't think people understand that when they're braiding the hair, you have to make sure that when they're braiding those cornrows that they're not tight cornrows. Because if you're taking a piece of hair that's as thick as my pinky finger and using a crochet needle to pull it through, guess what's happening? You're stretching your follicles right on out to get that hair through there, right? So if you're doing a crochet braid, the braid needs to be loose enough for you to be able to stick whatever that thickness of hair is that they're trying to force through that braid.
It's too much manipulation for me. I say no.
That's manipulation for me.
I say no.
Yeah, so it's to each his
own.
She
said, what can I do about long sideburns?
Long sideburns?
You know,
what?
when the hair come down. You know, clients with hair come all the way down.
If you don't like it, just get it lasered off.
Yeah, get it lasered. Don't. Some of our clients like for me to cut it with the clippers, but I think it makes it kind of rough. But I feel you on that. I do have a few clients with that.
Somebody said, how long can you use the healthy hair care system without a protective style? I use it all the time, like without a protective style. It's not just protective styles. Just remember that protective styles, if you are trying to go from here to here, get your butt in a protective style so you can expedite it, because don't stop playing, okay? Just get it where it needs to be. Don't touch it. Let it rest. Treat it. and do that to get to where you need to be. Now, if your hair is already long and you're just trying to get it a little bit longer, and you're not, you can just kind of play around. Like I'm at the option phase where it's like I'll wear a protective style if I feel like it, and I don't when I don't feel like it. And so I'm using the healthy hair care system just on a regular, and I wet my hair a lot, so I use it a little bit more than you would if you're in a protective style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody said too much controversy. Listen, we're not saying that our way is right, but
with what?
Just everything. Just I don't know. But she just
Crochet.
said that. But what I'm saying is we're just recommending. We're just saying what we recommend. Okay. So this is what we say. It's not the final answer. Period. Just do your own research.
Yeah. If you want to try what we do, then you can try it. If you're not here for it.
Yeah, but
You're
I
not
get
here
it.
for
A
it.
lot
Yeah.
of people
Yeah.
is out here saying different things. You
Yeah.
have to figure out what's best for you.
The biggest thing about us is that we do show a lot of results. So, and I don't think you can find a review that's going to say we never grew their hair out. And we've been doing this for years, tens of years, a long time. So, it's to each his own when it comes to that.
Somebody want to know about bonnets. They're coming. They're coming? They're coming.
So we shouldn't use the shampoo and conditioner on the braids with the weave. No. Nope. Don't use the shampoo. Use that shampoo and conditioner if your hair is out and you're using it on a regular and you're washing your hair normal, whatever your regular process is, or if you have a protective style with a weave, that the system is going to take you a long ways because you're only really using it in between takedowns.
And the reason why is because the shampoo is it's a cleansing shampoo. And once we braid you up, or once you get braided up and put your oils and do everything you're supposed to do, you don't want to take all that out by using that shampoo underneath that weave. So that's the reason why we say no.
Controversy about trimming wet or dry, not you guys' system. Oh, okay. She said controversy about trimming wet or dry, not you guys' system. Okay, we didn't know. I'm sorry. The system.
It depends on the hair. Sometimes I could trim wet hair. Sometimes I trim dry hair. It all depends.
I particularly like to trim it dry because I feel like after I blow dry it, I can see everything that's going on with the hair, even if it's discolored. Sometimes when it's flat iron, it takes away some of the things that I can see when it's blow dry. So I'm big on blow drying it and then trimming.
Yeah, I have clients that come in with curly hair, so I do it
like straighter kind of curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So,
or even a little wavier. They wear their hair curly all the time, so they don't want to heat.
I tried wet and my hair came out so uneven. Yeah.
So again, if you're wearing your hair straight, then you don't want to cut your hair in a wet state. You want to make sure it's blow dry. But for those who wear their hair curly all the time and never flat iron them, then it's okay to cut wet if you know what you're doing.
Oh wow. What kind of oil can I use in my hair in the protective style? If you bought a kit, then the oil is in there. You have everything that you need in the kit. So the True Essence oil is what you use when whoa. That's what you're going to use when
there you go.
When you actually,
and it's actually, I love this. It's a spray, so you can just, or you can put it in your hands.
On my natural hair, every single day, I'm like this. And I take it and I make sure I get all of my edges and my ends all the way around. And then I'll take it and then I put it on my hair.
And it smells good.
Yeah, it's so stimulating. I love it. How do hourly clients who fly out maintain in those 3 months? For me, I don't see my clients, but 90% of my clients, I don't see them but every 3 months. So what we do, if you come out to the salon and you get your hair done, what we do is going to last you for that time frame. And when you come back, it's like your hair is in our hands. So anything that's braided is under our control. You can go to your regular stylist for styling, but in general, You don't have to do much because we leave such a small amount of hair out, or we don't leave hair out at all.
Somebody said new bottles.
No, this is COVID. We had to change up our bottles during COVID because we had a plastic issue, but it's going back to normal. Some people love the black.
I like the black too.
I kind of like it too. Okay, we have a couple of things.
Actually,
we
we're
only
out
have
of time.
we only have a few more minutes. Did we get all the questions? People who ask if the system will help with alopecia. Okay, so alopecia. If you have alopecia, there's different kinds. The best thing, and this is the best advice that I can give you, when you see your hair starting to come out or the follicles coming out, treat it immediately. You can use, our oil works for that immediately. If you let it go and you let it go and you let the skin start to, if it's like damaged or it's really bad, and you let the skin build up over that follicle, then it's really hard for it to come back.
Yeah.
You have to check your hair out and notice these things.
Instagram is going to cut us off.
Yeah.
Our live. So listen, we're coming back. I'm from Sacramento. My sister's from LA. We're together tonight. Hopefully,
I am Sharie Wilson.
Hair by Tonya.
Hair by Tonya, Tonya.
Leave some comments and what you guys want us to come live about next time. And we'll do this again, hopefully soon.
Hopefully we were able to answer all your questions. Stop on one of our pages, maybe our last post, and talk to us about the things that you may have learned and let us know if we did a good job or not.
And we want to see results. So please send your
Okay.
pictures in.
Love you.
Mwah.